Joining me is Bill Muldoon, Executive Vice President of AVEVA. Today we're going to be discussing the digital asset. Bill, welcome.
Thanks, Dick. Appreciate to be here.
AVEVA talks a lot about a digital asset. Can you explain why this is so important to you and your customers?
You bet, Dick. I think if you look back at AVEVA's heritage, we've been looking at object-oriented, data-centric information for 40 some odd plus years. We look at the design from the 1D, basically line and information during feed, moving into 2D, which is your PIDs and electrical instrumentation, line list, stuff like that, that starts the process of the design of the capital asset. 3D design moves into the actual infrastructure of that design, and then starting to hand that over, so around constructability, around the continued change of moving that asset. So information, I should say data currency, is so important to watch and manage. So one time in, multi-time use. So we continually pass that across. So we consider the digital asset as the key core center to all the workflows that go through from a Capex to an Opex side of a project.
Bill, we all know that the biggest nemesis of all customers is unplanned downtime. What type of products, solutions, and services does your company provide to help your customers to avoid this unplanned downtime?
I totally agree with you 100%. In fact, if you heard what was said today, this morning around Dow's giga projects and the things that they have around risk and reliability. So they have the ability to interchange information between disciplines, so it's completely interoperable aspect of things is key to making that happen, to make the right decision at the right time quickly. So we see that use of our tools or actually other tools being interoperable together to be able to make the decision is how we can see that reduction of risk as well as the downtime customers are affected. So have information at their fingertips. So some of our customers are actually saying, I want to have facilities engineering looking for information in 3 minutes or less, and they're accomplishing that.
Excellent. There's a lot of discussion today about cloud technology. How do you see its role evolving in your industries?
It's a great question. Cloud is definitely a big word out there, and people are really pushing at it. I mean, what it does is it gives another angle or opportunity to collaborate, and this is key for us out there. One of the things we do is we've embraced the cloud as well. We have a resident systems that are helped in our design. In fact, recently we came out a couple years ago with E3D. It's one of the first systems that actually show you the ability to have local resident design as well as using the interoperability, or should I say, the exchange of information with cloud, with supply chain. So that'd be the owner, the EPCs, or suppliers that are in that network. So what we don't do is we don't enforce a workflow or process that other competitors might do that. What we want to do is work with our customers to understand how they want to move that information and to be able to see the best work value out of that supply chain back to that owner. Really, the bottom line, it's the data currency that they want. It's not to enforce a certain workflow that makes their supply chain inefficient. So with our technology, we've actually proven how we can do that today with that supply chain, both in their resident systems that make them high-valued deliverables, as well as reduce risk with the owners by having that data currency coming back to them.
Oh, that's good information to know. How has your company adjusted its value proposition to provide customers with solutions that provide the return on investment and the return on assets required for the project justification?
Especially right now, with the oil dropping from 100 to the high 40s, and I hear today that oil's the highest for this year at $52, which is crazy to say. But in this time of that, it's very important, especially as these giga projects or large intensive capital projects are that, as well as you have lots of different companies that are working in unison on projects. It's making sure that you have accurate information that's shared with those groups. With our digital asset strategy, what we've been able to do is to share that information between disciplines, as well as going across with other companies to share that, as we talked about earlier, in our cloud and some of our other digital asset aspect of things. But furthermore, AVEVA's also looked at how to reduce risk, and we acquired a company called 8/8 not too long ago, which helps in the contract management side of that with our owners working with our suppliers and EPCs to manage that capital risk for them. So it's understanding what your changes are and the impact it is to the projects. This makes it very highly important for the visibility to reduce risk.
Bill, with partnerships becoming so important in this ultra-global competitive market, could you share with us your thinking in the process you go through regarding your company's partnership programs?
So it all lies with the digital asset, Dick, and we know that the ecosystem that supplies that goes beyond AVEVA's, and we need to work together as partners to make that happen. And so we want to continue that input once, use many times. And so recognize working with companies like Capgemini on their digital industrial asset performance management is an area that we've gone after to really enhance that space. We work with EMC Corporation to take data and documents and incorporate that into a solution as well. And then working with ETAP, which is a known pioneer in the electrical design side of things, the ability to have a true flow through both in and out of our design software. So if you start in the design of the electrical load, or if you actually design the system and do that backwards and forwards, very important. And lastly is looking at the asset, so visualization, asset performance management, working with Meridium. So these are just examples of multiple partnerships that we look at the extending the ecosystem of the digital asset.
Excellent. Bill, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Dick, thank you very much as well, too.
I've been speaking with Bill Muldoon of AVEVA. Thank you for watching.